Pakistan. To most of us living in the Western world, it sounds like a dangerous place, full of religious fanatics and terrorists. Since September 11th, this is the only aspect of the country we've been shown. 1001 Ways is a group based in Basel, Switzerland. Tobias Huber, the violinist, spent over 3 months organizing the trip to the Rafi Pir festival. Hilarius, the percussionist, had to figure out how to transport his balafon on a plane. He ended up building a coffin-shaped box.
Say, oh yeah, you just have to go in a spacesuit for bigger like it's really beautiful.
None of us really knew what to expect in Pakistan, and many of our friends and family members advised us not to go. And although the danger seemed plausible, that probably just made us want to go even more.
Which hotel are we going to? That in the Erwan.
Upon arrival in Karachi, our final remnants of fear were quietly disappearing. We spent one night in Karachi. The next morning, we flew to Lahore, the city near the Indian border where the festival was taking place. The festival is named after Rafi Pirzada, whose 5 sons founded the event in 1992. Rafi Pirzada, born in 1898, was one of Pakistan's most prolific playwrights. Through his plays, he did a great deal to establish modern-day literary Urdu and Punjabi, the languages of his homeland. He also founded the first Pakistani radio station in Lahore. It is in this same city that his sons have been organizing the World Performing Arts Festival for over 11 years. During this period, 76 countries and close to 4,000 delegates have been organizing the world in the festival, which includes music, dance, theater, and puppetry. Unfortunately, in the aftermath of September 11th, organizing the festival has been much more difficult. Most sponsors no longer want to associate their name to Pakistan, and thus do not help artists come from abroad as they did in the past. Many artists themselves are afraid and have turned down invitations. All in all, only about 1/3 of the participants who were scheduled to come this year actually showed up. Nonetheless, we found it to be an extremely enriching and joyful event.
We could market it very well. We would go on the streets, many a times we've gone on walks, big long walk with kind of a parade in the city, like that.
This year there was less money for all that, or less funding.
Actually, no funding at all. Multinationals didn't want to support it.
What the companies like Nestle and what they doing here in this kind of situation?
Well, I personally feel Pakistanis are not responsible for what happened on September 11th. It is an unfortunate thing that happened, very, very unfortunate. And we just into crossfire situation now.
I would like to dedicate this song to the planet Earth, song called Mama.
The food tent was a unique gathering place for everybody involved in the festival. It made us all feel like we belonged to one big family. Many musical fusions took place after the exquisite meals.
ਆਵੇ ਕਖਦਾ ਪਾਰ ਨੱਚਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿੰਦੜੀ ਲਖਮਣਾ ਦੇ ਬਾਰ ਚਵਨੀ ਮੈਂ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਹੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਰੱਖ ਜਾਣਾ ਦਰ ਦਰ ਦੇ ਸਲਾਮ ਕਰਨੀ ਗੁਲਾਮ ਫਰੀਦਾ ਵਸਨ ਤੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਝੋਕਾਂ ਸੰਦਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਨੈਣ ਰਾਏ
The people are from Kila Dravar. Kila in Urdu is a fort. Kila Dravar is located somewhere in desert.
ਕੱਟਦੀ ਓਏ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨੱਚ ਕੇ ਯਾਰ ਮਨਾਵਣ ਕੰਜਰੀ ਬਣਿਆ ਮੇਰੀ ਜ਼ਾਤ ਨਾ ਕੱਟਦੀ ਬੁੱਲਾ ਨੱਚ ਕੇ ਯਾਰ ਮਨਾਵਣ ਦੇ ਜੈਸੀ ਰੀਤ ਪਰੀਤ ਦੀ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਬੁੱਲਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਪੀਤ ਨਿਭਾ ਆਏ ਫੁੱਲਾਂ ਵਰਗੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਬੁੱਲਾ ਛੱਡਦਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਭਗਵਾਨ ਚਾਵੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਨਚਾ ਛੱਡਦਾ ਇਹ ਪੱਖ ਨਾ ਛੱਡੇ ਦੇਖ ਬਮਾਵਾ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਦੀਆਂ ਔਖੇ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਲੰਮੀਆਂ ਰਾਵਾਂ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਦੀਆਂ ਅੱਲਾ
Yes, welcome once again, and thank you very much.
It's beautiful to feel how open the Pakistani people are, and I'm very glad to perform tonight for you. We want to play for especially the children, which they will bring our future and which is the biggest missionary of peace. Welcome every children. Thank you very much to be here in our concert.
one man on this earth who was a king. Young men who kill each other and they get crime. We are here to respect each other. There's a slave. Where are you going? Life is paradise. Everything is given for free. Life is paradise. Everything here is for free. Save our planet.
We tried to find some support of the Swiss government. They said, oh no, this is not possible. Pakistan, this is a terrorist country. After I was getting much more power in my heart to find any solution to come here, because it made me that sad to have this kind of government which tried to boycott that beautiful country. Thank you very much.
On our last night in Pakistan, a couple of Pakistani friends took us to dinner to Lahore's big food street. Later on that evening, we were taken to an amazing Sufi happening. The atmosphere when we arrived was incredibly absorbing. And true to the Sufi tradition, we were warmly received by everyone there. The place was absolutely packed. There were anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000 people.
When Sufi came to subcontinent, they had Arabian, they used to speak Arabic, and the local languages were different. So they chose music to be the language for preaching. And so Qawwali was evolved, and Islam was preached through Qawwali.
Sufism is commonly known as the mystical part of Islam. When the Sufis came from Arabia to the Indian subcontinent, they used music as a means to unite people who spoke different languages and came from different cultures. Much in the same way the festival has. The drummers kept the entrancing rhythm going on until past 6 in the morning. They had started at 11, and not once did they stop in between.
Tell to your media, to European media, CNN and BBC, that a common Pakistani person is very loving and is very kind. Terrorists are anywhere in the world.
And the trip was finished like that. So let's see what can we do in our peace mission.
Coming to this country enabled us to see things from a different standpoint. It turns out the Pakistan we discovered was very different from the one the medias were feeding us. By the way, this is probably the closest we came to seeing any terrorists.